Today, we're going to talk about the most desired career goals that people come to me with and how I believe that people can achieve them over time. You need to really have the nows of working like a business person, really, that controls your entity. You can't rely on your workplace to do that for you anymore. Invest in coaching. And I think people make fun of coaches. You are investing in your career. You want to earn 200K, 300K a year. If you think about yourself as an organization, as an entity, you need to start thinking about what is it that I need to invest to get the results that I want. And that's what coaching is.
I'm Renata Bernardi, a virtual career coach and job hunting expert and creator of the Job Hunting Made Simple online course. Every week I record a live career coaching session where I help you with your career progression. I'm also the host of the Job Hunting podcast, where I interview experts to discuss recruitment, job hunting, and jobs of the future. So make sure you subscribe, follow, and welcome aboard.
So welcome to one more live coaching session with Renata. We did have a few sound issues on this live today, but we have fixed it after 3 or 4 goes, and we're happy with that. Welcome to all the new followers that I have. I did a bit of a rant on LinkedIn this week, and it got noticed, and a lot of people started following me. I don't know if they realized I was being slightly cynical about something, but I love LinkedIn. I love the LinkedIn team. I love the LinkedIn platform. I think it's an excellent platform for job hunters and people that want to shine in their career. So please do follow me on LinkedIn. Follow the Job Hunting Made Simple company page, because that's where I post most of my LinkedIn career related stuff. I am a consultant. I work with other organizations as well. So my personal LinkedIn profile is a bit sort of spread out on the sort of several hats that I use. But the company page has more of the content that you will also find on my Facebook page and on my Instagram. So I tend to be very much kind of I fare on those 3 platforms. I do add a little bit more content on my private Facebook group, because it's private, because it's for people that are job hunting, because it's for people that are very interested in advancing in their careers. And I would strongly recommend that you request to join that group. Every week I do a live coaching session on Thursday, 12 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Today it's been a bit late because we had problems with the sound. And then I spend a little bit more time inside the private Facebook group. That bit of coaching stays within that group. It's not embedded anywhere else. You can't find it anywhere else unless you sign up for that group. Today, we're going to talk about the most desired career goals that people come to me with. And, this is based on more than a decade of coaching and consulting and facilitating training, designing and training for professionals from my time at the Monash MBA all the way to now. And I have placed these desires in 3 different buckets, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about them and how I believe that people can achieve them over time. So we're going to talk about that. And in my private Facebook group, I am going to address some of the end of financial year things that you can do now. We're in June. End of financial year in Australia is July. It's, end of June. And it's just a good time to think about what you can do at the moment to make the most out of that opportunity of investing in a few things before the end of financial year. So we're going to talk about that inside the group. And what else? So comment below. Even if you're watching this later, you could be watching this on Instagram, Facebook, where I archive all my videos. You could be watching this on my website, on YouTube. Subscribe, follow me, and if you have an opportunity to comment and leave us your ideas, your reflections, your experience that you can share with others that are in the same situation as you are, or if you've done this before, if you've learned something along the way that you can share with others, please do. So that would be excellent. And I do love reading comments, and so many people do also. Most people actually prefer to private message me, and that's fine too. So find a way to get in touch with me. My website will let you know how to reach me. What else? So we have a podcast this week with Sonali Shah, who is the founder of the Lean in Melbourne network, and that got a lot of listeners and it's probably now one of my most popular podcasts. So if you're interested in hearing from a lean in champion, a champion for women, an amazing inspirational leader and volunteer and very compassionate person, but somebody who has had so many challenges in her personal career and uses that to inspire others, please listen to that podcast. And last week, Trifecta podcast, coaching session, and workbook has also been quite a good one for people who are in the job market looking for work. It's how to job hunt in turbulent times, how to find work during this situation that we find ourselves in. So it's a complete sort of coaching session, really, where you start with the podcast, then you download the workbook, then you watch the live coaching session, and that in itself is basically the equivalent of paying for a webinar somewhere. So it's free. And I would recommend that you reach out for it. So I have the workbook here still, just to show you a few pages there that you can use to help you out. And without further ado, it's time for us to commence with our topic. All right, so let's talk about those 3 buckets. Why do people come to me to get help and support and coaching? First is to work on themselves, right? It's to work on getting noticed, work on getting recognition, on being heard at work, on feeling included in the conversations and in the decision-making process in their organizations. It's also to feel more confident. I hear that a lot. So those are the reasons why people want to work on themselves when they're looking for professional development and looking for professional coaching and advice. The second bucket is working on their relationship with work. Okay, and that's different. How? It's different because they want to sometimes work less hours. They're feeling too overwhelmed. They're feeling like they're working too much. They want to work for a good company. They feel that there is a misalignment between their values and their company's values. They want to work for good people. Sometimes the company is okay, but their immediate manager and their team isn't okay, and they're not comfortable anymore working for that organization because of the people immediately working with them. They want to have some more control over their work. They want to have more work flexibility. Sometimes it's their personal situation that has changed, that has changed their views on work flexibility, work-life balance. They want to work closer to home. The commute isn't usually, they don't see it as a problem when they first start working because they're so happy that they found a job, and then they realize that it's like an hour and a half to go to work, and that starts taking a toll. So that relationship with work is also something that they need to deal with. So they come to me for advice. And the third bucket is the career advancement per se. It's the upward mobility. They want to get promoted. They want to earn more money in their field. They want to not lose what they've achieved. that's a big concern when people are made redundant or lose their jobs or are coming back after a gap, hiatus in their careers, and they don't want to. It's been so hard to achieve what they've achieved, and they fear that this next move will mean a step back. So they are really concerned about their status quo within their profession. They want to manage and lead. They want to move forward into that, sort of top of the pyramid in terms of that white collar work and the corporate career, where they be more strategic, part of the decision making and part of the leadership team. They want to work for a known company. They want to earn more money. So there's all that status quo, career advancement, clear ambition to progress in their career. So all of that is important for them. So that's the third bucket. Now, how do you get to work on these things? How do you get to progress on these three buckets? Be it working on yourself, be it working on your relationship with your employment, and also working on your career plans and career advancement and your ambition to achieve more at work. There are two things. The first thing that I want to talk to you about is the idea that is shifting, especially now, more so now, of the professional being an independent entity, detached from their place of work. And basically, especially in the white collar sector, especially in the corporate sector, the idea that you need to work on yourself. And if you think about 3-4 decades ago, how people would go into the workforce and expect to work for many, many years in the same organization. Now we know that we have moved on from that. We know that hype in theory. But what that means in practice is that you need to have that autonomy. That you need to have means that you need to have more empowerment and more entrepreneurialism in dealing with your professional and career development, right? You can't rely on your workplace to do that for you anymore, for better or for worse. Okay, I'm not passing judgment on anything, but that's the reality. We did a recent podcast with Jacinta Whelan. Her expertise is portfolio career management, it's gig economy, and it's really that concept that we're shifting more and more into, which is you being the carrier of your superpowers. She calls it superpowers. Your strengths, your capabilities, your experience, and you exchanging that for contract, consultancy work, longer term work. And you need to really have the nows of working like a business person, really, that controls your entity, your Renata Inc. kind of situation. So you need to find your entourage. You need to find your own team to work with, your network, your references, the people that can support you, champion you, advocate for you. You will always need them more and more as we start progressing into shortened periods of time into work environments. Especially if you're going up into senior roles. Now CEOs stay in organizations for 2-3 years. So you will always need a good network of connections to get you your next job, a good list of references to advocate for you. And you will need mentors and coaches, and you will need to invest in training and professional development, and training and professional development that crystallizes your learnings and crystallizes your reputation in something, and B, supports your career advancement to take that next step up into into your next role, right? So you need to both cement the foundation and then elevate your game. Cement the foundation and elevate your game. The second thing that I was going to say, so first, how you do it is understanding that you are a you Inc. kind of person. That's the title of the podcast with Jacinta Whelan anyway, so go listen to that. I'll ask Estella to put a link to that on the show notes. And the second one is invest in coaching. And I think people make fun of coaches, and people make fun of coaching and they don't understand what it means. But guess what, folks? Every professional athlete that you see on TV has a bloody coach. And every artist, every creator, every actor has a coach or more than one, for different aspects of their development and to develop different techniques. You are investing in your career. You want to earn 50K, 100K, 200K, 300K a year. That you need to invest X amount to actually get that return on your investment. If you think about yourself as an organization, as an entity, you need to start thinking about what is it that I need to invest to get the results that I want. And that's what coaching is. There is a wonderful TED Talk that I'm going to make sure is added to the episode show notes. You may have watched it already. I have probably linked it already in previous episodes if you've been watching me for a few months. And it's a surgeon who is developing a coaching program for surgeons in India and decides himself to get a coach for his work. And he's a very, high profile, experienced surgeon who thinks very highly of himself, and he's quite surprised by what his mentor coach identifies, and these are complete black spots. Like he did not know he did those things until his coach pointed them out to him. So it's really lovely for him to see how much he learned and became a better surgeon by having somebody identify those little flaws and little tweaks that just made his techniques better and made him improve in what he was doing. And that made him understand how to then provide a coaching program to hundreds of surgeons in India. And I think that that's kind of where I should leave you. I think it means that even though you are a manager of people, a manager of project, you work with colleagues, you have a great expertise, it doesn't mean that you won't be able to learn from somebody that will come in and support you. If you are somebody who is interested in developing any one of those three buckets or all of them, usually it's a combination of bits and pieces from those three buckets. That's that, my friends. So one of the great ways to start, which is a great investment in my view, is to have a look and consider the LinkedIn audit that I do. I think that LinkedIn is really a very important aspect of job hunting today. You have to be on LinkedIn. Not only have to be there, but you can really use it to your advantage. And I know recruiters are using both the recruitment tool from LinkedIn as well as Sales Navigator. And I have developed this service where I go through your LinkedIn top to bottom and I give you lots of tips on how you can improve your profile. And if you want to know a little bit more about that and read some of the first testimonials, because it's a new service, but I have a few clients that have given their testimonials already, I will put the link in the show notes below, because that is a really worthy investment for job hunters, I think. So consider that. That is a great investment also for the end of financial year. Think about that. All right, folks, thank you so much for listening. I hope that this has been helpful to you. I hope that you're doing well and that you keep listening. Please subscribe and follow me. I'd love to keep in touch with you, and I'll see you inside the private group on Facebook in a minute. Bye for now. Bye.
I hope this session helped you with your job hunting and career plans. Don't forget to follow me, and most importantly, subscribe to the Reset Your Career community so that I can send you my weekly newsletter for job hunters and career enthusiasts, as well as my free tools and extra love. Bye for now, and see you next time.